Welcome to The Real Discussion. Today we're going to be talking about why your man doesn't communicate and what you're doing wrong and why it's your fault he's not communicating and what's actually triggering him to not communicate. Stay tuned.
So Damien, I'm trying to get my man to communicate with me more. Every time I want to talk about something, share how I feel, he shuts down, he's short on words. He just doesn't communicate. Why are men like that?
Okay, well, the reason for that is because we associate communication with weakness. Okay, subconsciously we do. And the reason for that is because when I have to explain stuff to you or inform you of certain things, right, I feel like I'm losing power because I gotta talk to you about this, right? And so the more information I give you, the less power I feel that I possess, right? And so as men, we have to be in power at all times. And so communicating with you kind of goes against that, right? And most men don't understand that that's actually what's happening inside their head. And so that's why when you try to talk to a guy, what's your problem? Why won't you talk to me? And blah, 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 right? He can't just simply say to you, well, because I think I'm losing grip of things and you'll have too much blah, blah, blah. No, he can't communicate that because he doesn't quite know that. So with that being said is you have to understand what's happening with him, right? And so once you understand what's happening with him, you have to be creative as far as figuring out ways to bring down those barriers so that he's willing to open up to you and he loses the whole fear of coming off weak or being weak to you. You follow me?
Yeah. So how do I do that? Because you're right. If you all keep that in subconsciously, I don't know. So how can I get him comfortable enough to start sharing some of that vulnerability?
Well, that's easy. Okay, so you don't want to. First of all, you gotta sit down and talk to him and say, hey, look, I got some things bothering me, and we need to discuss this. Don't come with that. Hey, I don't feel like you love me. I don't feel like you want to be with me. Why don't you tell me? I mean, we've heard that 1,000 times, so that's not going to make me open up to want to communicate with you. And in fact, it's just going to make me go into that knee-jerk response, which is, nothing's wrong with you, everything is fine, nothing's bothering me, blah, 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 right? Okay, yeah. So what you want to do is you want to be a little different in your approach. An example could be, hey, look, I got some things that's been bothering me about us, and I think we need to discuss this because I'm not sure that we're heading in the same direction as far as our relationship. Now, that's going to catch my attention. The reason it's going to catch my attention is because the first thought I'm going to have is, you fucking seeing somebody else? I want to hear this shit. Like, what's up? Right? But you take another approach, that's not my thought process, so I'm just going to tune you out. Like, yeah, we'll talk about it later, right? And so you take that approach almost as if there's something going on with you and you're reconsidering things and you're possibly looking at other options now. You got my attention. Now I want to talk. But you tailor your approach to your man, the type of man you have, right? Because not all men are the same, right? So you know what kind of man you have. But anyway, so the next thing you're going to want to do is when you're communicating with him, when you're talking, you want to let him know, hey, look, I'm not feeling like I'm adequate for you. I'm not feeling like this relationship is working anymore for me or for you. You almost make it appear as if you are considering moving on. You see, because if I care about you enough, I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm automatically engaged in the conversation. Right. Okay, all cards on the tables now, right? Because I'm not letting you go and you tripping, right? And so once I engage you, that gives you an opportunity to say, hey, look, this whole communication thing, it's not there. It's needed in order for us to have a healthy relationship and so forth, right? But you got him there now. You engaged him, so he's not going to shut down. It's too late. He's already past that point, and he's going to communicate with you, and that's how you can help him break down those barriers. Now, let's just say that doesn't work. You try to talk to him, and he's like, man, blah blah blah. We'll talk about it later. I got so much going on right now. I I gotta go back to work, or whatever the situation is. The next thing you do is you use what you have in between his legs.
Oh.
Yeah, it's leverage, right? And so how you would use that is, because he doesn't want to talk because he's so busy, right? He's got so much going on, right? Or all you want to do is talk and nag all the time, right? So this is what you do. So wait till it's bedtime, right? Or the next time you're engaging in intimacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't, and he's relationship. There's relationships where guys don't really initiate it often. It's most of the time it's the women, but depending on how that works. If you initiate, if you're in a relationship where you're normally initiating the sex, then you initiate like you normally would, get them going, and then pull back.
Ooh.
And he's like, hey, what's up? What's wrong? Like, just basically roll over. I'm not saying start the intimacy, like before playing and whatever you do, right?
Yeah.
But then pull back, roll over, say goodnight. And the first thing he's thinking is, what the hell? What happened? What
Leave
was
him
that all
stuck.
about?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's willing to talk because you got me excited. You see? And I'm not playing that game like this is one game I'm not playing. What's up? And then that's when you could say, listen, this isn't right for me. And it's not right for you anymore. And I don't want to feel like I'm forcing you in this relationship. I don't think we're on the same page. I don't know what's going on with you. You want to communicate with me. And then his first response can be like, okay, well, what's wrong? I mean, what do you mean? What do you need to know? Because see, he's trying to get back to the sex.
He's going to do everything he can to get back to that.
Right. So, in short, sex will make us bow down.
Oh.
Sex will make us break the rules. Sex will make us put aside our ego. And so that's essentially what you're doing here is you're breaking me down by using your leverage. And then I'm going to open up and say, well, okay, so this is what's really been going on with me. Got this thing going on at work, a project. I don't know if I'm going to finish in time, blah, 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 blah. I got these people nagging with me. I got this over here, or if it's relationship related. Well, I just feel like you don't tell me this and you don't tell me that, blah, 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 blah. And then you can figure out how to solve those issues together so that they don't continue to exist moving forward, right? So use what you have available to you to get the desired results. And that's how you get your man to break down those barriers so that he opens up to you. And once he starts to open up to you and communicate with you, what will happen is it will start to become the norm and he'll start finding himself doing it more often. And once that happens, it just becomes something that he does. So that's how you tear the barriers down. And it's going to be a little rough at first, but you keep using what you got and eventually he'll crack. And he'll give it all to you, lay it all on the table, never, shut down when you're trying to talk to him about it. In fact, he might even get to a point where he's coming to you and asking you, hey, can we sit and talk for a little bit about something? See?
Okay, so change our approach, understand your man, and use the power of the PUSSY to get our desired results.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for keeping it real.